All the pre-release information that we have right now points to Nefer being the next character coming to Genshin Impact for version 6.1. This makes a lot of sense with Llama being the brand new Dendro support, and although she absolutely works well as an on-field driver for Hyperbloom or Nilou teams, it seems clear that she is going to buff a main Dendro DPS, and that DPS is Nefer. So in this video, we're going to go over the brand new information that we just learned about Nefer's kit, and talk about how she has one of the least synergistic kits in Genshin that I have ever seen, why that has me feeling very conflicted, and to give you as much information as possible about the upcoming characters so that you can plan your pulls the best. Welcome to Jello Impact, where we build and test every single character to help you decide who you want to wish for and build. The 5.8 second half banners featuring Chaska and Mualani are upon us. If you're planning on spending on these or any future banners, let me recommend Loot Bar. I have been personally using Loot Bar for all of my top-ups for over a year, and I have spent thousands of dollars on my account. They are 100% safe, using currency exchange to get you discounts on the crystals that you were going to buy anyways. They have tens of thousands of 5-star reviews and excellent customer service. It is extremely easy to use. Just click the pack that you want, enter your UID as well as your region, press top up now, and you'll get your Genesis crystals in just a couple seconds. Officially minutes, but that only took a couple seconds. With lootbar.gg, you get up to 25% off, and if you join VIP, you get loads of free coupons, so you can save even more. New users will also be able to get a further 10% discount from clicking my link in the description, as well as an exclusive offer just for this channel with a $2 welcome. It is partnerships like these that will allow me to continue bringing the content that I do to you, as well as support my family of 5. And as I said, I've been using them unsponsored for over a year for all of my purchases. So whether you're buying for Genshin or for any other Hoyo games, make sure to click my link to support the channel and your wallet. And yes, I know Llama isn't even out yet, and we're already getting Nefer info, so of course, take it with a grain of salt. But recently, this type of pre-release information has been extremely reliable. We had this type of information before Llama and Flynn's, and it was correct. We had it about Skirk and Escoffier and Veresa and Mizuki. We've had this type of information for all of the most recent characters in Nefa as well. So I personally think that this information is correct, but even if it is correct, it still could change. It could be incomplete. I don't think it's going to be wrong, but it could be incomplete, and the things we learn in the future could make things better, worse, different, more hype, less hype. But I still want to talk about it for now so that you have all the information that we can possibly have going into pulling for Llama. So number one, she's a Dendro on-field DPS. This is obvious. We were all pretty sure that this is what was going to happen. If you're not a fan of, the Skirk Escoffier situation, all I can say is get used to it. I'm sorry if that's insensitive, but across all of the gacha games, this 1-2 punch seems to be what they're all doing now, and Genshin is showing no sign of slowing down. We had Moika Sitlali, Skirk Escoffier, Flynn's Anefa, and now Llama Nefer. This is just how it's going to be. So I kind of advise you to pick your favorite duo and go for it. I think getting one or out of the two, maybe Flynn's case isn't as bad. Like getting the support, I feel, is a bit better, but just getting the DPS probably not going to be valuable on your account in terms of clearing content effectively, easily, etc. Getting just the support though, like getting just the Scoffier, that's like okay. Getting just an Nefa is okay. Getting just Llama is okay. That is all fine. But if you're looking at Nefer, be prepared to get Llama. She is a Catalyst user, which is crazy to me because right now for our 5-star Dendros, we have limited 5-star Dendros. We have Alhaitham's Sword, Baiju's Catalyst, Emily is Polearm, Kinich is Claymore, and then Nahida's Catalyst and Llama's Catalyst. So 4 out of 7 of the Dendro limited 5-stars are Catalyst. 4 out of 7. I feel like I would have liked to have seen a different element or a different weapon type, but it is what it is. This means she'll very likely be using the new craftable bow as her free-to-play option, the Black Mar Lantern. EM main stat, Lunar Bloom damage increased by 24%, and then 48% after the additional passive. It just makes sense. So what about her kit? Well, her passive, this is where what I said about her having no synergies comes into play. She converts what would be blooms into stacks for her. So imagine this, you're playing her with Nilou, and you want to see those big, beautiful, bountiful cores, and then all of a sudden, no cores are created. The Hydro hits the enemy has Dendro, no cores are created. You just get stacks for Nefer. It still will count as Lunar Bloom, so you're still going to get Verdant Dew, which are the moons that count. If you've seen Llama, if you want to see my Llama guide, there's moons that stack up. So there will still be that stacking mechanic, but there won't actually be any blooms appearing on the field. And then her elemental skill consumes Verdant Dew and stacks to fire a strength and charge attack. This kind of reminds me of how Flynn's plays, where he only has a few instances of nuke damage for his playstyle. So I feel like Nefer is going to be somewhat similar to that. Obviously, it'll feel different to play, but in terms of this kind of thing, it seems like they're liking this multiple instances of like decently big nuke damage as like a gameplay element right now. So, okay, first of all, I'll talk about my two minds, because one mind, I actually think this is really interesting. Like really, this means that you're not going to be building Hyper Bloom, which is really cool. So far, every Dendro DPS, except for Kenichi, because he forces you to use Burning, like really wants to use Hyper Bloom. And there's like nothing you can really do about it because Hyper Bloom is just so strong. And then of course there's Nilou. So she doesn't have synergy with Nilou because you're not getting any bountiful cores. So I really like that it doesn't work with Hyper Bloom. It's disappointing that it doesn't work with Nilou because Nilou has so few really good synergies. Like Nilou could be a character, and always has been, that could be like the tippy top of the meta because what she does is so broken. But we have never had any like EM scaling Hydro character to make her broken. Now I'm thinking that Columbina might actually just make Nilou like broken if she like buffs EM and is an EM scaling Hydro character that can trigger, that can both do personal damage and trigger bountiful cores. That could actually be insane. So even though Nefer doesn't work with Nilou, all hope is not lost. There still is Columbina. But I kind of like that I'm not just going to throw together another team that just uses Hyper Bloom. And then it's not going to be the exact same thing. It's just another Alhaitham, but now you're using, you know, Lauma Aino Kuki or Lauma Xingqiu Kuki or whatever it is. I really kind of like that it's not just another generic Dendro DPS. That being said, taking away her Hyper Bloom and Nilou synergies and Burgeon synergies and just whatever other synergies you can think of kind of makes you wonder, who is she even going to work with? So, okay, so you use Nefer. You're obviously using Llama. If you don't have Llama, you're griefing. You're obviously going to need a Hydro. So whether that's Xingqiu or Yelan or Aino or not Farina, probably. I think the thing is, you're not going to create like more. There's probably a limit on how many stacks you can create. It's probably not just all the Hydro application. Otherwise, maybe you just throw Yelan on and whatever. There's no need for another Dendro. So, you know, Nahida's out, Baiju's out, Yao Yao's out. You could be running a Hydro healer, I suppose, and maybe getting some extra blooms that way. You could run Kuki anyways and just get like Tenacity of the Millilith buff, Instructor's buff. One funny option could be Diano. She gives it Elemental Mastery buff and heals. Fridge in the big 2025, can you believe it? Fridge, by the way, coined by Zajet, the bloom team with Hydro, with Cryo, because you keep your veggies in the fridge, something like, I don't know, blooms or veggies. Like this kind of stuff makes me be like, what if Escoffier is just the best as a healer? Obviously, you're not going to waste your Escoffier on a bloom team, but like this is what we're doing right now. And then when Columbina comes out, she'll probably replace Xingqiu. So right now I'm thinking maybe, you know, maybe it's just double Hydro and you go healerless. Maybe you do the Yelan for damage, but this will mean she kind of only has one team. She can't play. Maybe, I mean, maybe you could do Electro, right? You could do Fischl. You're not going to be able to do a Nefa because you won't have enough Thundercloud, so a Nefa is completely out. But maybe you could do Fischl just for some off-field damage. Seeing Xingqiu Fischl as the potential best-in-slot team in the big 2025 is hilarious. I'm upset with this because this is going to give people the idea that Fischl is really broken. But the reality is I just can't think of like another good slot. Maybe it's Instructor Zhongli. He's going to give 10% more Dendro Res on top of the 25% that Llama gives. This might mean that you have enough Dendro Res, you don't need to run Deepwood, so you can build whatever Hydro unit for damage. If Llama's personal damage is high enough, I could see this being better than an off-field damage dealer like Kuki, or not like Fischl, I mean. It does also beg the question, you know, will Pyro units work? Can you run, you know, does Burning ruin it? Or can you run a Shangling? Some people might suggest Sucrose for the EM buffing Thrilling Tales. It won't work. You have too much Dendro application. You're not gonna have a good time getting swirled. So overall, it's like, wow, a brand new team. And also like, what synergies does she even have? So I think that's all of the information that I really want to cover for now. I will say after, testing Llama, it really does seem like she is a very strong character, and she's very strong Hyperbloom wise, even as of now. So if Nefer is going to be an upgrade to Llama, we're definitely looking at possibly Skirk levels of DPS. That's what I expect anyway. So I am excited for Nefer. I'm disappointed with the lack of Nilou synergy. I'm excited about the lack of Hyperbloom synergy, and I'm very curious about the future team building in the future. So let me know how you feel about all this. If you're planning on getting Nefer, check out the podcast in the description. Subscribe to this channel while you're down there. And if you don't want to do any of that, that is totally fine. Just watching the video has been more than enough. Thanks so much. Bye for now.